Hi, I'm Emily Grace King, Gallery's Exhibition Manager here at the Arvada Center. Today I'm in our main gallery in our 5280 Regional Juried Printmaking exhibition. This exhibition was open to entries from any artists who live within 528 miles of Denver, Colorado. We have a huge variety of traditional and contemporary printmaking techniques, and I'm going to take you on a little tour today. Today we're going to talk about the process of lithography. Lithography is really different than the other kinds of printmaking that we've looked at so far. It uses a stone as the printing plate and the scientific principle that water and oil don't mix. The artist first applies their design to the stone using a greasy medium like a lithocrayon, and then uses a chemical reaction to transfer their design onto the stone. The stone then gets washed off and wetted so that the design is left and the wet areas will repel ink. The stone is then inked, applies wet paper and pressure, and then the print is made. This 7-plate lithograph by Evan Colbert is a great demonstration of this process. Sometimes when I'm looking at printmaking, I can have a hard time telling what technique is being used, and so a great way to look at this work is starting with counting the colors. That generally tells you how many runs or plates the artist has used to make their prints. So this one has 7 different colors that you can count. The artist used 7 different plates. Colbert uses the landscape as inspiration in his work, and the way that we see the landscape from above, whether you're in an airplane or maybe you're at the top of a high tower, looking down, and you can see in this print the grids of city, the way that houses might be laid out, the coastline, all these different abstracted landscapes show up in his work. Emily Moyer's photolithographic print, Drop City, uses a slightly different process of making a lithographic print. Instead of drawing directly onto a lithostone using that kind of oily medium we talked about before that repels water, a photolithographic process uses a process more similar to photography. So you use a light-sensitive emulsion, and the drawing is usually printed or created on a transparent layer. Then that whole stack of materials is exposed to light, transferring that image onto the stone or plate through that photographic process. This print from Emily features a lot of symbols of geodesic domes, animals, and trees, which is an idyllic life that I could really get into right now. This portrait by Mark Sisson blends 3 different printmaking techniques that we've learned about so far. He uses 2 relief printmaking techniques, lino cut and wood cut, and blends them with a lithography process. He does this in such a beautiful way to create a really complicated and beautiful composition. Another way you can look at this print is by looking for those individual colors again to try and figure out how many print runs the artist had to do and how many different plates to create this really dynamic and complex piece.